Welcome to South Asia. This is Reddy, your facilitator in South Asia, where I will bring the knowledge about South Asian region south of Karakoram range and north of Kanyakumari at a deeper level in the form of maps, images, pictures, icons. And today's topic of interest is Indian history, Rayalaseema region of Andhra Pradesh or Greater Rayalaseema region of Andhra Pradesh. Other name for that region historically has been Seeded district, and we will discuss about this important historic region once ruled by magnificent emperors of Vijayanagara Empire. Here is briefly what I am going to discuss about. After the presentation, we will know what is meant by royals, Rayala kings and Kshatriyas, Seema, Anchal land, Simanchal, Uttaranchal, Vanachal and so on. The districts of Rayalaseema, that is Vellore district, Kurnool district, Anantapur district, Kadapa district and Chittoor district. And enlarged Rayalaseema or Greater Rayalaseema, sometimes we see this word, enlarged Rayalaseema, which includes historical Nellore district north of Pulicat region, Pulicat Lake, and this is Madras or Chennapatnam, the capital of Madras Presidency in British India, and surrounding rural district Chengalpattu or Kanchipuram, and Arcot region, North Arcot, that is Vellore and Thiruvannamalai, South Arcot, Villupuram and Kadalo. Ballari, Kurnool, Anantapur, Kadapa, Chittoor, Nellore, North Arcot, South Arcot, Chengalpattu, and we'll discuss about Gingi Nayaks or Jinji Nayaks or Senji Nayaks in the Arcot region, and downstream Tanjavur Nayaks, Madurai Nayaks or Tiruchirappalli Nayaks, and Vadayars, Keladi Nayaks and Bengaluru Gaudas or Kempe Gaudas and so on. And Vijayanagara Empire has ruled by 4 dynasties. First dynasty is Sangama. Next brief short dynasty Saluva, which restored the prestige of Vijayanagara Empire by Saluva Narasanayaka. And zenith of Vijayanagara Empire was taken to the top by Tuluva emperors, Tuluva royals, among which Krishna Devaraya was the greatest, on whose the far end famous Tallikota battle was fought near Bijapur area, Don River, and the decline of the empire and rise of the 4th dynasty, the last dynasty, declining dynasty, at the final phase of the empire's dissolution. And Vijayanagara Empire has historically 4 capitals, and original capital, its grand capital, was Vijayanagaram on the bank of river Tungabhadra on the east side, looking at Rayalaseema Plateau or Karnataka Plateau. When after the Tallikota battle, the battle of Rakasgi Tangadgi, emperor moved to Penukonda in the southern central part of the empire in Anantapur district. Then, due to further pressure by Bijapuri sultans, Qutub Shahi Sultan, the emperor, moved the capital to Chandragiri at the western side of Eastern Ghats, Velikonda, Palakonda mountain range, and due to further pressure from the northern Islamic adversaries, the emperor moved the capital to Palar Valley overlooking Yelagiri Mountains or Javadi Mountains, and we have collapse of the emperor after the final defeat. The Rayalaseema, we look at Greater Rayalaseema, ceded districts of Rayalaseema, also called ceded districts. Empire survived nearly 310 years in one form or another, 1336 to 1646, and Rayalaseema is the land of royals, land of Vijayanagara emperors, Vijayanagara monarchs. That's the brief what I am going to cover today. And here we start with royals. Royals is a local Telugu term. Sometimes you see in the anglicized form, it is also spelled by royal in the British or European chronicler's history. Essentially means kings or kshatriyas. Royals means kings, kshatriyas, locally called Rajus, the caste, Raju caste or Kshatriya caste, royal caste, royals. And Seema means a Telugu term, Sanskrit term called land. In North India, we call it Anchal. See, you hear most of the time Seemanchal in northern Bihar, north of Ganga river, east of Kosi river, the Purnia and Saharsha and Araria, Navgasha, those regions, Seemanchal. Or sometimes you see Uttaranchal region, Garhwal, Tehri Garhwal, Dehradun and Uttarkasi, Chamoli, Anchal. There are Vanachal, the Ranchi, Hazaribagh, Palamavu, Chaibasa, Sod region. Anchal means is same as a Seema, Seemanchal, Rayalaseema. And when you look at the land, this is the land map, the geographical map I have put here so that you have a clear idea. This is the Tungabhadra river. This is Bhadra river south, Tunga river in the north. They meet Tungabhadra in the Shimogga district at Bhadravati and it is dammed near Hospeta, and east of it you will see Vijayanagara capital, now a ruined city called Hampi. And so in theory the Vijayanagara empire southern part or its northern boundary is most of the time Tungabhadra river more or less, or after the Tungabhadra river meets east of Kurnool, Krishna river, and continues, and this Krishna river falls at Krishna mouth here in Divisima. This is the historical boundary. In the northern part was contested by the Bahamani rulers headquartered in the Bhima valley at Kulbaragi or Gulbarga. Sometimes this region called Doab region, Raichur Doab, Raichur, Koppala, Lingsugar, those areas, Raichur Plateau was a contested area between southern Vijayanagara emperors, northern Islamic rulers, Muslim rulers of Bahamani dynasty, or later its splinter states. Here Gomantak in 1500 Portuguese Catholic imperialism conquered this area and administered as the outpost from Europe. Excuse me. So technically speaking, the entire area to the tip of Kanyakumari is a Rayalaseema, but thus not the term popularly used per. Historically, these regions over the time after the demise of royals acquired different local cultural meanings. So the term is not used, but the term is used in the ceded district area. Ceded district means after the collapse of the Vijayanagara Empire in 1646, Bijapuris and Golconda Nawabs ruled much of the area. Later they were subdued by Aurangzeb in 1689. So the entire area came under his control. And his appointee later, Asafja Nizam, controlled these areas technically or nominally or through his local tributaries. And the Nizam of Hyderabad, Asafja. Later, the Mysore Wadayar's kingdom, which was originally part of Vijayanagara Empire, was usurped by the Hyder Ali, and he took a lot of the land surrounding conquered Bednoor Nayaks and Calicut Jamorins and so on, and Maratha territory, Nizam's territory, and all this area until the eastern Ghats and Krishna river he conquered. So that land came under Hyder Ali control. In 1791, Tipu Sultan, war broke between his successor, Islamic zealot and militant Tipu Sultan, and East India Company over the quarrel with the Venadu emperors after Nedumkottai battle, and British declared war and Tippu lost the war. Tripartite alliance between East India Company at Madras and Marathas at Pune and Nizam at Hyderabad. They won. So the spoils of the land and distribution, some part was given to Marathas here, and most of the part south of Tungabhadra river was given to Nizam. So Nizam took it, and for nearly a decade it was under the control of Nizam. Later Nizam, the Asafja's son, Nizam Ali Khan, entered into subsidiary alliance with Lord Wellesley, and where the British East India Company Bahadur will maintain an army of contingent in Hyderabad, that is like a Secunderabad, Bolaram area across the lake, Hussain Sagar, and Nizam will pay the money for the maintenance of that army for protecting his domain territory. Nizam fell short of money, so in lieu of that, Nizam gave a lot of the land. That is the land ceded by the Nizam to East India Company. This is called ceded district, ceded by Nizam. That is essentially Rayalaseema region. So ceded districts, later there was a Carnatic Nawab here, Mysorean rulers, that is Hyder Ali and Tipu, Wadayar's usurpers, and Nizam's territory, ceded territory, was given to British, and later British deposed the Carnatic Nawab, or Carnatic Nawab decided to become a pensioner of British East India Company and handed over his entire land from Tirunelveli to almost Guntur district or Gundlakamma district here, entire Nellore district, Nellore, South Arcot, North Arcot, Tiruchirappalli and Tirunelveli, Madurai, Ramanathapuram. And British already acquired ceded district. They added to that, they made a Madras presidency by 1801. Same time they acquired from the Maratha ruler Tanjavur territory, that was also added to Madras presidency. In the Madras presidency, this division is called ceded district. Madras presidency has three important linguistic zones: Tamil zone, northern Telugu zone, and western Malayali speaking Malabar district. Further north, Kannada speaking North Karwar, South Karwar, Malabar and Palakkad, those regions. This is the Tamil region. Telugu regions were divided into ceded district area zone and the Guntur zone and Godavari zone and so on. From our point of view, here ceded districts are Rayalaseema. So when we say Rayalaseema, this is the place where the royals administered most of the time. historic 4 capitals reside in this area. This is the Bellary district, this is Tungabhadra river, this is Shimogga district, this is Chitradurga, Tumkuru, Kolaru, Bengaluru, Mysuru, Mandya, Kodagu, Hassan, Chikamagaluru, Arkadu. Here Shimogga. Here Bellary. And here we have Vijayanagara capital, Hampi now, ruined city or Vijayanagara. After Tallikota battle, they moved the capital to this area overlooking the Kolar plateau on the west side of east side of Penna river near Hindupur, a place called Penukonda. So that is in the Anantapur district. First capital Vijayanagara in Vellore, second capital Penukonda in Anantapur. Later they moved the third capital. This is the Eastern Ghat region and Chittur area in the near Renugunta Pass, western side of Velikonda mountains, close to the pilgrimage center, sacred city of Tirupati called Chandragiri Fort. That is the third capital. Finally, due to further pressure, the Arayavidu emperors, the last dynasty, that is the Telugu dynasty originating from Tirumala Raya, brother of Aliya Raya or Ramaraya, who is the son-in-law of Krishna Deva Raya, they moved their capital further into the Arcot region. That is the Pala river. Here Kolar plateau, Pala river rises here. Kolar plateau, Pala river rises overlooking the Javadi hills and Vellore city, historic Vellore fort. They made their capital there. So all the capital, that is in the Bellary district, Anantapur district, Chittur district, surrounding neighboring North Arcot. Even though this is predominantly a Tamil speaking area, Chittur also, southern part is predominantly Tamil speaking population, western part you see Kannada speaking population, Anantapur western part is Kannada speaking population, Bellary also has a lot of Kannada speaking population. After state reorganization, Bellary district was given to and attached to eventually what later became Mysore state or Karnataka state. So still people call this is a Rayalaseema because royal, it's the headquarter, the heartland of Vijayanagara emperors. After Bellary gone to Karnataka, 4 districts remained in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, which was constituted originally in 1953 after partition independence, has ceded districts and coastal districts, Nellore, Guntur, twin Godavari districts, Greater Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram district, Berhampur and so on. So it has a Seema region, Rayalaseema region and coastal region. So when 2014 or so, again it was bifurcated, northern Telugu speaking area north of Krishna river, Tungabhadra river were given to Telangana. So it is Seema region, Rayalaseema region, this is coastal region, so Seema Andhra. So when we say Rayalaseema, most of the time it is constituted as a Kurnool district south of Tungabhadra, Anantapur district, Kadapa district, Chittur district. When Nizam originally gave this, there was no Chittur district. Later it was formed. It was historically bigger Kadapa district. That is not the point. But 4 districts, Kurnool, Anantapur, Kadapa, Chittur. This is the Rayalaseema today considered. Because Bellary was historically a lot of Telugu people, there is a district that has where the Canaries or Kannada speaking, Telugu speaking civilizations resided very comfortably, and it is also sometimes considered as Rayalaseema. And east of the Eastern Ghats, Rayalaseema taluks are also there. So the Nellore region, Prakasham region is also considered as Rayalaseema because it's a Telugu speaking. But generally, this is the Pulicat Lake. After the south of Pulicat Lake, these are historically Tamil-speaking territories. This is Vellore region, Annamalai region, Chengam region, and Arakkonam, Tiruvallur, and Villupuram, Tindivanam, and Kadalur, and here Pondicherry, here Chengalpattu, Madurantakam, and Sri Perambadur, Gummadupundi, those areas. So even though technically speaking they are Rayalaseema, but they are Tamil speaking parts, so they have more aspect, geographical, cultural, historical part plays an important role. So they may not be considered Rayalaseema, but it's a greater Rayalaseema. But Nellore region, which is Telugu speaking area, is a Rayalaseema, because that's the way is the last bastion, Udayagiri Fort, overlooking the Eastern Ghats, resides in the district. Udayagiri, Chandragiri, Penukunda, Hampi, these are very prominent forts. Generally, north of Nellore, the Vijayanagara emperors also ruled south of Krishna River, Kondavidu and all those regions. But generally it is not considered as Rayalaseema, because after coastal districts, sarkars were ceded to the British East India Company when they built railway from Madras to Vijayawada, then to Howrah. That region was more integrated to coastal area. They acquired new ideation, like Andhra region or coastal region or Coromandel region or Costa people. Generally in Andhra Pradesh, when Telangana was there, when you say Andhras or Costa people, that's the region. So they got more different ideation or ideation, historical regions. But this area, people identify themselves to a Rayalaseema, the historical, legendary area, ruled by the mighty royals from Vijayanagara, are its four capitals. Rayalaseema now has two former capitals, one at Penukonda, other at Chandragiri, and the first capital, Vijayanagaram, now in Bellore district south of Tungabhadra, was given to Karnataka later. And in the Tamil-speaking area, Vellore or Vellore, gone to Tamil Nadu after states reorganization committee's decision to bifurcate those areas. So let's go and look as usual our Google map and Rayalaseema, historical Rayalaseema. You can look at it. Here we have, this is the Tungabhadra River, the traditional northern boundary, Hospeta, Gangavati, Bellore district, and in the Bellore, Hospeta, here we can see Hampi, the ruins of the Hampi near Gangavati, and it's the Bellore district. And this is the Anantapur district, and here you can see the other capital, the second capital east of Hindupur in this mountainous region called Penukunda. Hindupur, you cannot see here, Gorantla, Penukunda. I didn't see it here anyway. Excuse me. And we have the third capital south of Tirupati, here in the Chandragiri region. This is Tirupati, this is the Renugunta Pass. You can see here in the Chandragiri Fort, third capital, western side of Eastern Ghats. So you can see the Nellore district in the Arcot region. This is the Javadi mountains. These are the Elagiri mountains, and there will be a Pala river here, and the Pala river, Arcot, Ranipet, Vallajipeta, so on. Now we have a Nellore district. Yes, these are the eastern Ghats. Krishna river cuts through it, and here it falls into the Sagar. And this is historically is also a Rayalaseema region, especially the Nellore region. And you can see Vellore here in the Google map, and you can see in the third capital of Vijayanagara emperors near Tirupati on Chandragiri fort. You can see Chandragiri. You can see that Raja Mahal area. This is the where the last dynasty ruled from for a couple of decades. You can see the beautiful Raja Mahal and Rani Mahal area of Chandragiri, the third capital of Arayavidu, third capital of the last dynasty, and you can see somewhere Penukonda here, Gorantla, Gudibanda, Parsanapalli, and east of Hindupuram you can see Penukonda. East of that is in general. We talked about our historical Rayalaseema and greater Rayalaseema. We talked about the ceded districts, Mysore, Karnataka, Nawabi. This is Gomantak area. What is the Royal Rayalaseema Kings Seema, the land, Bellore district, Kurnool district, Anantapur district, Kadapa district, Chittoor district, and Nellore district, and Tamil speaking 2 Arcot districts, Chengalpattu district, and the 4 dynasties, the Sangama, the Saluva, the Tuluva, Aravidu, 4 capital, Vijayanagaram, Penukonda, Chandragiri, Vellore. Rayalaseema districts are greater Rayalaseema district, the ceded districts, and Rayalaseema, the land of royals, the kings, emperors of Vijayanagara, who ruled from the historic Vijayanagaram capital. Thank you very much for attending the presentation and looking at it, and I will welcome your comments, compliments and criticisms. That is about the Deccan ceded districts, Rayalaseema, Great Rayalaseema, India, history of Rayalaseema, and see you in future presentations.